The contrast between the Republican National Convention
Let Trumpomania run wild, brother!
and the Democrats is quite clear.
Let us choose joy!
And so is the two parties' vision of masculinity. Harris, the country's first female vice president, shared the convention stage with her running mate, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, and her husband, Doug Emhoff, men who have taken up supporting roles in presidential partnerships that are traditionally held by women. Democrats say the two men embody tonic masculinity, a term coined in contrast with what some call toxic masculinity, a strict adherence to stereotypical male gender roles that can lead to the devaluing of women and others. Trump is a self-proclaimed warrior, an image his running mate Senator J.D. Vance enforces.
We have got a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to re-elect a man who's proven he's too big for the deep state bureaucracy. He's too tough for the tyrants all over the world. He was too strong even for an assassin's bullet.
The pair embrace a more traditional style of masculinity.
The idea that men are in charge and are making the decisions, and a particular kind of man, a sort of theatrically strong man, a man who has a sort of paternalistic control over the family.
Walz is the Democrats' counter to that narrative. He's a former football coach, an avid hunter who was in the military, who gives home and car repair tips.
This right here is the headlight harness on a 2014 Ford Edge.
But on reproductive freedom, a key issue for Democratic voters, he speaks from personal experience.
It took Gwen and I years, but we had access to fertility treatments. And when our daughter was born, we named her Hope.
Walz's empathy and vulnerability stand in contrast to what are seen as more traditional masculine qualities, such as forcefulness and dominance that Trump embodies.
Comrade Harris, you're fired. Get out of here. You're fired. You're no good.
Polls show women favor Harris and men favor Trump, with the gap most apparent among young people. Anxiety over shifting gender roles may be a contributing factor. With the Me Too movement, feminists want to change the way power is distributed. These conversations may be alienating to some men.
There was a sense that their masculinity and their manhood was in some ways precarious, and that they needed to reassert or reclaim that power that has been threatened or lost.
Other factors include changes in demographics, with non-white populations growing more rapidly, and in the economy, where technology jobs are prioritized over traditional labor.
So all these changes occurring at once are threatening lots of white men who are saying, wait a second, I got to do something to protect what I know, and what they know is what Donald Trump is talking about.
The Trump campaign has been aggressively courting male voters through online forums that promote masculinity. Meanwhile, Democrats are leaning into abortion rights. All of these issues could motivate turnout among different groups in the November election. Patsy Widakuswara, VOA News, Washington.